I wanted to give you a quick kind of tour of what will be my garden outside. I started this in the previous video, which you saw, where I planted the starts and little peat pellets that kind of look like that. The ones I originally planted were much bigger than that. Well, I started that, and those grew and grew, and I actually ended up putting some of them in this little thing here, and added more and seeded more, and this is now what will eventually be my outdoor garden. A couple more weeks after Mother's Day, we'll put quite a bit of this outside and see how it takes. So we'll start hardening it off, and all this stuff I'll have a huge head start in my garden. These tomato plants are incredible. I put them in this Wonder Soil product, which I'll include a link in the description. I learned about it from John Kohler, and you can go to his channel, and he's actually got a good deal on it that you can get. But check out that tomato plant. It's kind of hard because I'm pointed towards the sunlight here, but this tomato plant is at least 3 feet tall. I'd say it's close to 4 feet tall. That right there, I think, is a San Marsosa tomato, which makes really great sauces and tomato juice and soups and stuff like that. It has a few seeds and a lot of meat in it, which turns into great jarring and canning tomatoes. So I decided to focus a lot on that. I've also got another one called a Polish linguiça, which is another one like that that I'm going to try out. Both heirloom tomatoes. But I mean, in here I've got several different tomato plants. You can see how tall they get. The tallest two are probably 3 or 4 feet. And what'll happen is when I plant it out in the garden, I'll actually probably bury it to about here. You'll get roots going all the way down in the ground, really deep, and it'll be a really, really healthy tomato plant. As you can see, this is one of my cherry tomatoes. I'm not sure if this is the black cherry or if it's the sun gold tomato. I don't know if you can see that, but already got cherry tomatoes starting to grow on here. Got some other flowers. If you want to pollinate flowers, just kind of shake them there. They're self-pollinating there. Just kind of shake the plant and they will pollinate on their own. No bees necessary for that. Tomato plants are very easy to pollinate on your own if you don't have bees, especially if they're indoors like this. But these are my most mature plants right here. So cool how well these are growing. I'm very impressed. What's interesting are the plants that are further away from the window seem to be growing taller than the plants that are closer to the window. I'm not sure why that's the case, but looks like I've got a bigger either San Marsosa or Polish linguiça growing right here. You can see that. I just planted these a couple days ago. This is the final elements in my garden. These will be planted probably the latest in the garden. Some other peppers and a few other things are all going to be growing in there. Those all should start to germinate here soon. Some of them are already coming out. So one of the recent seeds I got was a shepherd's ram horn pepper, which is supposed to be a nice sweet pepper, really good. I'm assuming it's going to be really good tasting pepper, not too spicy. Really excited to try that out. I got a couple other really interesting breeds that looking forward to growing, and a couple of those are just sprouts down there that you see on the left down there. But I've got a few bigger plants that have already started growing and should turn out nicely. Over here, and that right there is a Polish linguiça. This right here is my tomatillo, which did not seem to survive, at least not yet, a spider mite infestation. I managed to get the spider mites out of the way with some neem oil and salsa, so you can see those right there. Haven't had any problems since, but it did take a toll on that tomatillo plant. I've got more tomatillos growing and another bigger plant over on the other side. I'll show you in a second. This right here is this is the other tomatillo plant. You can see it too took a toll, but it maintained most of its leaves and is starting to grow new leaves. So that's a good thing. Nice and big though. I mean, look how big that's. Oh, at least 2 feet there. So nice and big there. This right here. This one right here, you can see the flowers growing here. This is a garden huckleberry plant. This will produce little blue huckleberries that after the first frost in the fall will have somewhat of a sweet taste to them. I'm interested to try them. I'm going to grow them kind of in some of the shady areas of my garden. I think they grow well in shade. I don't know for sure. We'll find out. But I'm interested to see how they do, and my hope is maybe they'll start growing, propagating themselves as they drop new huckleberries and such. I'm curious how long a plant these will last, or if they're just season annuals that I only see every time I plant. I'm kind of more interested in the perennial or spreading varieties that will maintain themselves if I can. You can see over here is another one over here. It actually has berries starting to grow. You do not want to eat these until after the first frost, or they won't taste very good. Plus, they are mildly toxic and poisonous if you eat them too early. They are part of the nightshade family. You can tell by the classic flowers here. It looks kind of like a tomato flower, which tomatoes also are of the nightshade family. No reason to be too afraid of nightshade family as long as you know which plants are safe and what parts of the plants are safe. But they can be very toxic. I killed a couple chickens by accidentally feeding them nightshade that I had thrown in the compost pile. So be very careful. These are some older pepper plants that did not survive spider mite infestation. Kind of starting to grow back a little. Curious if they'll last in the garden. I don't know if I'll plant those out in the garden or not. I've grown these all winter. They were pretty big at one point. Over here, this is a red hot chili pepper plant. Also had some spider mite problems. You can see it's still growing chili peppers there. There's an older one there that kind of dying there, but still fairly healthy plant growing. Starting to recover from the spider mites. So that's a good thing. This right here is a cabanel or cubanel sweet pepper right here. I'm interested to try those out. It should be a nice sweeter form of type of bell pepper type pepper, I believe. We'll see how they taste. Very interested to try them out. Always trying new things, that keep the things that I like the most and try something new the following year to come up with. Ideally, I want a garden full of things that I just absolutely love, and that's what I'm trying to come up with here. Constantly trying new things. This right here is one of my artichokes. I'm going to have a whole garden full of artichokes. These, I've found out, actually do end up becoming perennials in the area. One of my artichoke plants from last year actually grew back in the garden this year and is growing quite well so far. So maybe this year we'll have some artichokes. I believe it actually takes about 2 years to finally get artichokes. We'll see. I don't know. We'll find out. Another artichoke plant right here. This is a jalapeno plant. You see how tall it's gotten. Again, about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet there. Nice, healthy plant. It's going to be a beautiful jalapeno plant. Another cubanel. I don't know how you pronounce it, but sweet pepper plant here. Same here. This one's a little taller. Lost a few leaves. I don't know if it was from spider mites. These ones in front didn't really get hit by the spider mites. This is a smaller Polish linguiça that for some reason is taking a while to take off. I just transplanted some new soil. We'll see if that helps. This one I'm excited about. This has taken a while to start sprouting, but it's really starting to take off now. This is a lychee tomato. This will end up having kind of spikes, thorns all over the side. But it's supposed to produce a nice, really sweet cherry-type tomato. I'm really excited to try it out and see how it goes. You have to wear gloves when you're handling it because of the thorns, but nothing yet. But I'm told that that's how it works, and we'll see what happens with that. These are more of my Wonder Soil beds that I use the Wonder Soil for. Again, I'll keep a link in the description on where to get the Wonder Soil. Beautiful soil. That produces amazing plants. I'm really impressed. In fact, I've started putting it out in my vegetable gardens. I get the bigger blocks, and instead of coco coir, I put Wonder Soil in, which includes coco coir, along with worm castings and azomite and all sorts of other really great nutrients, all compacted in this little compact kind of coco coir block that you add water and it turns into this beautiful soil. So I add that in with my compost and some perlite or vermiculite. Lots of peppers here, different types. Can't remember what is what, but same types of stuff. This is probably a Brussels sprout here. Some more Brussels sprouts growing in here. A few things I'm waiting to germinate in here. I can't remember what those are. That I believe is going to be another pepper plant. That might be one of the shepherd ram's horn. This will be a nice Brussels sprout there. I've also got some cauliflower somewhere in here that I can never tell the difference between that and the Brussels sprout, but Brussels sprout or cauliflower, one or the other. These right here are white strawberries. I'm interested to see how those turn out. There's one here that kind of died. They don't germinate or grow very well until they get bigger. So this one looks like it's going to survive. Still, jury's still out on this one, losing some of the green in it. I don't know what's doing that, but hopefully it can get some roots here and start growing. I would love to see at least one of these grow, and then I can start propagating more seeds throughout the garden. Sometimes they'll spread once you get the strawberries going. This is basil, and this is going to be Thai basil here. This, I can't remember, another pepper right there. So that's this side of the garden. And I've got a few other things indoors that this will stay indoors. This is my aloe vera plant. Great for burns and stuff like that. Better than anything you can buy off the store. Just take a little tip off of here, cut it off, and squeeze it on a burn. Makes great burn treatment. Or you can turn it into juice, and very healthy for your digestive system too. Tastes kind of gross, but still very good for you. Got more artichoke here. Should have about 4 artichoke plants. This one right here is going to be a big rainbow tomato. This right here, another Polish linguiça. We've got another garden huckleberry. In here I got all sorts of different plants getting started here. These will go out in the garden in a few weeks. Should be much taller at that point. All starts. But I mean, amongst all those and my other starts going over here, I mean, instead of planting seeds right in the garden, I'm getting them started ahead of time while I can, and they'll get a much bigger head start and have much higher yields and production as a result. At least that's my hope. And I'm saving so much money instead of buying starts this tall. And actually, you're not going to get a 4-foot tomato plant in the nursery. If you do, you're going to pay quite a bit of money. But I'm saving tons of money by just focusing on seeds. And half these seeds are seeds that I propagated from last year from my plants. So I haven't even had to spend any money on the seeds on a lot of these things, and they grow tremendously. And then I've got that head start on my garden. And every plant you see in here, with the exception of a few seeds, I'm going to be planting right in the soil because they germinate really fast. Things like peanuts I'll be doing by seed. I think pumpkin I'm going to do by seed, and maybe a couple other melon type things I'll grow by seed. But with the exception of those, my entire outdoor vegetable garden is right here inside here, as you can see. And I'll show you once I plant it how well this looks outdoors, but we're going to have a nice garden this year. You know, we've already got fruit starting to grow. You can see the tomatoes already growing there. Our garden huckleberries already starting to grow. We've got peppers already growing. Those have nice root systems because we'll plant them nice and deep in the ground, and just beautiful systems. So that we got here. I can't wait to see how this does outdoors once it's warm enough in a couple weeks. So getting excited for the entire gardening season here. Water just turned on outside, our secondary water, and it's starting to look nice outside, getting ready. I'm feeling it, the spirits in the air out there of planting and gardening, and I've already got a few raised beds all put together to expand my garden and make it bigger, and this will be a continual process every year. It's great, especially when you're stuck indoors in the cold, to have some nice beautiful plants to look at and help grow and maintain and cultivate all indoors. Nothing cures depression or any type of this seasonal affective disorder or anything like that than gardening indoors. And I mean, that starts probably around January and preparing your outdoor garden right inside your house. So all sorts of ways to do this. Anyway, that's my garden here, and I'll look forward to seeing what this turns into outside.